Greetings folks and welcome to another Halloween Havoc 2025 here on 8/16/32-bit. Now, as you've seen from the thumbnail, today we are taking a look at A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Nintendo NES. Now, a couple of years prior to this, there had been a video game released based on the Friday the 13th franchise, which we've already looked at on the channel, and in 1990 this came out, A Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES. Now, at the time, A Nightmare on Elm Street was in between the 5th film, which you can see the trailer for here, and the 6th film, which was to come in 1991. Now, whilst the 5th Nightmare on Elm Street film had not been the huge success that parts 3 and 4 had been, Freddy Krueger himself, the series protagonist, was a pop culture juggernaut at the time. Indeed, you might even call him a pop culture monster. You could buy all kinds of crazy Freddy merchandise, such as children's Halloween costumes, Freddy gloves, various t-shirts, posters, video cassettes, even novelizations of the films. So a video game was a natural extension, even though, when you think about it, video games were predominantly a children's thing at the time, or certainly were perceived that way, and A Nightmare on Elm Street was very much not. Now, the game itself, as I said, was released in 1990 and takes the form of an action platformer. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the game and see what I think about it. So, here we are, Nightmare on Elm Street, the video game. Now, as you can see, this is a fairly standard side-scrolling beat-em-up initially. However, what you will find shortly, once we've beaten up a few of these random snakes, because why not, you will find that we can enter the various houses on Elm Street, and it will become more of an action platformer. Now, the objective of the game is to work your way through the various levels, including the houses, and collect up all of Freddy Krueger's bones, which you can see there on screen, and then take them to the high school's furnace room where you can dispose of them, thus ultimately defeating Freddy. Now, there are various enemies available that you see in the game here. As you've already seen, you've seen snakes at random, giant spiders, bats, ghosts, random rocks falling from the sky for some reason, wasps, and these are your regular world enemies. Now, what you can also see at the top there, apart where you can see the 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, and your number of lives, is a Z meter. As that counts down, your character gets closer and closer to falling asleep, and when they fall asleep, they enter the dream world, and this causes a few things to change in the game, such as the enemies. Now, as you can see, these giant spiders take like 2 hits to defeat, but once you go into the dream world and they transform, things get a little more difficult, as you'll see momentarily, because I'm quite close to entering the dream world here. Now, I've got to be honest, at the minute, this game, it looks pretty reasonable. It's not the greatest looking game on the platform by any definition. Don't think anybody would say that. But it's more than serviceable. And here we go, entering the dream world. Lovely little line scroll effect there. And now we're in the dream world. And as you can see, the spiders have transformed into giant Freddy creature things. And yeah, they're weird. They're giant Freddy heads. They're also much harder to defeat. As spiders in the real world, they take 2 hits. But here in the dream world, they take 4. So what that kind of makes sense within the lore of the Nightmare on Elm Street universe, given that Freddy is much, much stronger in the dream universe than he is in ours. Now, as you can see, the bone meter at the top has gone to 0. I've collected the requisite number of bones from this section of the level, so I can make my way to the level exit to move on to the next part of this stage. Now, obviously the graphical changes as we've gone sort of here into the dream world aren't different. It's basically just palette swapped out from the reds of the real world to these darker blues. And yeah, again, you can see you've got to collect 10 bones. I've collected 1. They can be a little tricky to make out on some of these backgrounds at times. And yeah, this is a distinctly average game. At the time when it came out, it picked up distinctly average reviews. And it's fair to say it is a distinctly average game. Now, this may not come as a surprise to a lot of people. I mean, it was released by LJN. Oh, here we go. I found a hi-fi, and this, well, a ghetto blaster actually, and this has brought me back into the real world to continue the level, but I digress. Anyway, yeah, this was developed by Rare, yes, that Rare of Donkey Kong Country and Battletoads fame, on behalf of LJN. Now, this being simply a mediocre average game realistically puts it in the upper echelon of LJN releases, if we're being completely honest about it, because LJN were not noted for their amazing quality. Here we go. I have reached the end of level villain, which is a giant Freddy claw. As you can see, there is a health bar for the enemy in the middle of the screen there. It takes a few hits each time to knock a segment off it. And yeah, this is the game. It's distinctly mediocre. At the time when it was released, it got distinctly average, mediocre reviews. You know, EGM gave it 4s and 5s, Nintendo Power gave it 3s and 2.5s, and Video Games and Computer Entertainment gave it a 7, which is a touch generous. I would personally give this about a 6 out of 10. It's a mediocre game, but there are worse. Is it worth playing? Yeah, if you're going to play it on an emulator, for example, then by all means, play it. You're not losing out on anything. I wouldn't recommend spending a reasonable amount of money on purchasing a copy of it, because I really don't think it's worth anything, you know, but for some people, especially Nightmare on Elm Street fans, I'm sure it will be more than worth purchasing. But yeah, it's a bang average action platformer tied into a movie license. It is what it is. Now, have you played this game? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. You know, I want to hear your feedback on this. If you've enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. If you haven't enjoyed it, feel free to hit the dislike button. That's your choice. You can subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this video. You can even ring the bell to be notified of further uploads to this channel if you wish. That'd be really nice. I'd be very grateful for that. If you want to support the channel, you are free to take out a YouTube membership. The link is in the description below. Or a Patreon membership. Again, link is in the description below. And there's also a link there so you can leave me a one-off coffee donation if you wish. You can also find links to my social media and to my website. But anyway, that was the Nightmare on Elm Street game for the Nintendo NES. I've been Rob. This has been 81632-bit. And I will see you on the next video. Oh, before I forget, big shout out. Old Scott Retro and Left Back. Much love for your support. See you on the next one.